Welcome to your vacation station.
We're WD Adventures.
I'm Willa.
I'm Desi.
And today we are traveling to
Universal Orlando,
which is our favorite place ever. And we're so excited that this gets to be our first episode on our podcast, WD Adventures. And so we want to take you there to Universal Orlando because there's so much happening nowadays.
A lot of changes we have to get into.
We have to discuss so much. We have to discuss construction updates, what we want to be in the land, their whole entire new Universal Park that just opened, Universal Kids, and the biggest event, Halloween Horror Nights. So we have so much to talk about.
Yes.
So Des, what do you think about the Lost Continent being destroyed in Islands of Adventure? And can you give us a little bit of background about the different parks in Universal?
So Lost Continent is a section of Islands of Adventure in Universal Orlando, and it was the first original land that Universal has made, but recently it has been announced that it's being fully demolished. So there's a lot of speculation on what is going to take its place.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Islands of Adventure, which is one of the Universal Orlando parks, for those of you who do not know, started off as a park where each land was based on literature. So you have Superhero Island, which is based off of the Marvel comics. You have Toon Lagoon, which is based off of the comic strips that were in newspapers. You have Jurassic Park, which is based off of the original novel. And then obviously Harry Potter, based off of the Harry Potter books. And Lost Continent, which is based off of Greek mythology. And this is now being destroyed. And many people speculate that it is going to be either Pokemon or Zelda. What are your thoughts on that?
So I was watching a video about Zelda taking the place of the Lost Continent, but the thing with Zelda is they're trying to slowly transform it into a more popular movie kind of cultured park. We've seen that with Skull Island, Reign of Kong.
Oh, yes, Kong, yes.
So it's been rumored that since Pokemon already has kind of a bigger franchise alongside of it, it's more likely for Pokemon to take its place instead of Zelda.
Did Pokemon start off as manga?
I don't know.
I actually don't know. If it did,
that
would make a lot of sense. I don't know if Zelda did or not.
I don't know either.
I actually don't know. That's a good thing to find out. But I think something would be good. It would be good if they put in a Nintendo land. Because they have Mario in Epic Universe. And so if they had a Nintendo portion in Islands of Adventure, and then they put a Nintendo portion in Universal Studios, the other park, because we know they're closing Simpsons soon, because their permit's supposed to end within the next 2 years. And so if they have a Nintendo thing in each park, that would do really well, because I know most people go to Epic Universe for Super Mario.
Do you agree with the rumor that Pokemon could take Simpsons' place and they're going to add Zelda and Lost Continent so that each park has its own Nintendo area?
I would believe it. I don't know if Zelda's enough to make a whole land out of. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know if you saw, they filed permits to have a flying boat ride that in Lost Continent, and they even showed a bit of the art around it. And I don't know if this was faked or not, but it is pretty realistic that they could have a Zelda ride, a boat ride.
Oh, really? That would make sense, because the reason why they took away the show in Lost Continent, because they used to have a show, was because it's right next to Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. And Hagrid's was way too loud, so they couldn't do anything that was outdoor. They can't put an outdoor attraction in Lost Continent because Hagrid's is too loud. So honestly, I could see an indoor boat ride happening.
I feel like they happen. They just would have to find a way to prevent it, the sounds. Of Hagrid's going into the Lost Continent.
It would be indoor, but honestly, I like that idea. I think that Zelda would be a smoother transition from the Lost Continent because of the terrain. But as we can see, I believe they've been destroying the whole terrain. So I don't really know if we can rely on that, but I could see Zelda having the rocky cliffs and features. And speaking of the different facades and the environment, the the highest rated restaurant in Universal, Mythos, which is supposed to be the best theme park restaurant according to different review sites.
And the giant banner.
And the
outside.
giant banner on it. Mythos, do we think that's also being demolished? And if so, what will happen to it? What do you think?
I think they're gonna keep it, just refresh it, retheme it. Because I don't think that, like, there's kind of like a cult following behind the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know people who will, like, just go and eat there every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Universal's proud of it based off of the banner. But I don't know, like, what if they want to use the space, they might think it's best to remove it. What do you
I
think?
don't know. I think obviously they can't keep the outside. They can't keep the facade.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I believe there's a trident across from it,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's different faces of different gods,
Yeah.
which wouldn't fit. If it was Zelda or Pokemon, it would not fit.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know if I can see them doing something that wasn't Nintendo based in Lost Continent's place. Because
Me too.
all I've heard about is like Zelda, Pokemon, maybe some anime thing they could do, because I know they have like anime merch in the parks, Dragon Ball Z and stuff. But I don't think that they're gonna make that into a whole land. I don't think they're going to. They could do One Piece.
Oh, yeah, that'd actually be good.
Like, I've heard rumors of a One Piece boat ride, but I don't know if that will actually become a land, because, like, I just don't know. That I would make sense though if they did an anime thing based off literature.
Mm-hmm. But do we think they're even sticking with that because of Kong?
Yeah, that's true, because Kong. So it's like, do they even care about doing the original theme anymore? I don't know.
We'll
I don't think they do.
Like, I think if they don't, then they're kind of totally left the storybook
Yeah, I think they might.
aspect.
I think they might have abandoned the storybook aspect. I don't know.
I think they're just trying to, like,
Make money.
yeah.
Yeah, because after all, it's like a business. So yeah. Oh, okay. So, in addition to the Lost Continent and Islands, let's move over to Studios, Universal Studios, the other park. We have a big construction update there.
Mm-hmm.
Something very big, very thrilling.
And exciting.
So, do you want to discuss the
Yes.
Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift coming to Orlando? What are your thoughts, Des?
So they recently demolished Red Rocket, and there's a lot of speculation that it would be a Ghostbusters ride taking its place, because the permits were filed to build a queue right outside of the firehouse, which was Ghostbusters themed.
And I was like, that would have been so perfect, because it's in the New York section.
Yes, it
And
would just match.
everything. It would just match. And also Rip Red Rocket. Oh, the best ride. Oh, I love that ride.
But like the unfortunate thing about the Fast and Furious ride is because we all know that the previous Fast and Furious ride that was at Studios was not a
not the
favorite.
best. Constant breakdowns, constant maintenance checks, like always very short wait times, which I think says a lot about it.
Yeah, like the only reason it was long was because of the queue show.
Yeah, it was
So-
like the maximum that ride queue gets is like 20 minutes usually. Like it's usually like
Like if it
15
rains,
minutes. It's
maybe.
usually basically walk on, but you have to go through the line.
Mhm.
Yeah, that it will be closing. I believe 2027 that ride will be closed, because I'm guessing that they will have the Hollywood Drift up next year. 2027, I
It's
think
going
that will
so
be open.
fast.
The other one will be closed. I do think it is weird that the Hollywood Drift I believe it is a replica of the one in Universal in California.
Besides the vertical spike.
Yes, which we will touch on in a minute. But I think it's interesting that I think they're going the Hollywood route, but really it's a bit weird because Universal Studios is sectioned off based on location. So like there's a New York section, there's a San Francisco section, there's a
London.
Hollywood section.
Is it London?
I don't
Kinda.
think there's a London section.
Because of Gringotts.
Oh yes, there is. Yes, you're so right. You're so right. There was Dream World section, and so you're so right. They have all these sections of location, and the Fast and Furious ride is supposed to be in the New York section, but I haven't heard anything like, oh, Fast and Furious New York Drift.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard about that? No. So I do think that that's a little bit weird in my opinion, but I guess they can get away with it because, like, it is a Hollywood, like the parks, Universal Studios, like
Yeah,
based off of movies.
It's like a movie set.
So like it makes sense, but I do think that it should be New York themed because they're putting the ride in the New York section.
I agree.
Going back to like what you said about the queue, and so that's why everybody was like, oh, it's Ghostbusters, because it's like New York and it's like by the firehouse. But those are my thoughts.
Also, I don't know if this is like correct or not, but don't you think it's interesting that the first one to open is the one in Los Angeles, not in Orlando? Like the first version of the ride isn't in our studios.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because I feel like they normally take what is built here and then build it there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's like one of the first times, maybe.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
been
know.
reversed.
It's really interesting. And there are differences between ours.
Mhm.
So I heard you mention a difference
Yes.
earlier, Des.
They're building a tall vertical spike to kind of replace the skyline that was Red Rocket.
Yeah, so Red Rocket had the big, you go up, 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 straight up,
Mhm.
then you do like an inversion. loop,
Yeah.
Right? This one, that was like the big thing in the sky. This one, I guess, is speculated, and is that confirmed to be true?
I think it is.
It's supposed to go up. Like all the way up into the sky, straight up into the sky, and then go back down.
Mhm.
Kind of like what Hagrid's does, but on a
Yeah.
huge scale.
Yep.
So the one in California does not have that feature,
Mhm.
which will be very interesting to see. And also like the Universal in California, that one's getting delayed a bit because you see the glass broke.
Oh, I did see that. That's insane.
Yeah, and so they have to like repair glass in the ride before they can actually launch it to the public, which I think is very interesting. So I'm wondering if they're gonna go that route and do the glass panels in ours, or they're gonna learn and be like, oh, that delayed us, so we're gonna do a different route. So maybe it won't be that similar in the end.
Like I don't know. It might just be like the same concept of the drifting cars,
Yeah.
but a different track because it might have a backward section after the
Mhm.
drop.
Yeah, I have a backward section. That'd be cool.
Mhm.
We'll see.
We'll see.
That'll be so interesting. But yeah, that will be so interesting. I wonder what they're gonna replace the other Fast and Furious ride with.
Mhm.
The
Oh,
old
yeah, I was
one.
thinking that too. I think that it could be another indoor ride, or do you think that they could replace it with something like a restaurant? Because
Oh.
I heard something that like Finnegan's was closed. I don't know if it's permanently closed or
I
not.
don't think it's permanently closed.
But and the other thing, kind of similarly to things closing and moving around, don't you think it's interesting that they added the Minion Con Villain Blast, another shooting ride? People think that it could be a they're trying to add another shooting ride before closing Men in Black. But I don't know if you agree with
No,
this
because
theory.
Men in Black was just renovated, which I do want to.
That's what I thought, yeah.
They're not closing that anytime soon. I think that the Fast and Furious ride, honestly, they could close it, and then it's right next to the Fear Factor stage, right?
Mhm.
Which is used for Halloween Horror Nights. So I don't know if they'd actually close that because the show at Halloween Horror Nights is like a big hit.
Mhm.
But they could replace the Fast and Furious ride and close down the show and make that a whole land. Because think about how much land that
Yes.
is.
That's huge.
Well,
could have a
actually-
ride. They could have a small like
Actually,
ride.
no, that doesn't work because the stage is like next to. It's like I think the
Oh.
Harry Potter land might be in between them. Now that I think about it, scratch that. I don't know. I think they could add like a small land.
It could be an
Small
expansion
land.
to something.
Yeah, an expansion. Like they could expand the Wizarding World in place of Fast and Furious, but I don't.
I don't know if they would do that.
I don't think they would because like I don't think they would.
That's another thing to touch on. To touch on actually. Do you think they'll ever make any changes to the current Wizarding Worlds? We have Hogsmeade and also Gringotts. Do you think they're gonna ever add any major changes in those parks, or do you think they're just focusing on Epic Universe?
I think if they expanded the Wizarding World, it would be an Epic Universe first because they only have one ride there. But now that you bring that up, because they're closing the Lost Continent, they would have more space to add in another Harry Potter ride.
Oh, I didn't even think
Because
about
it
that.
is right next to Hagrid's. So if they wanted to add another ride, they could.
I'm just curious. Like, Hippogriff was originally a pony ride from the medieval. It was like a medieval themes before they added before they renovated it to make it Flight of the Hippogriff. So I'm also curious if they're gonna keep that as a retheme, or if in the future, like maybe a decade from now, they're gonna change that.
I don't know. I feel like it's a bit too far out to
Mhm.
speculate so far, but I think they're gonna keep that.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna keep it. I don't think they're really gonna touch Harry Potter for a while.
I kind of agree with
Yeah.
that.
I think if they were to add a new land in studios in place of the Fast and Furious ride, they need to add a retro land. Like they need to. They've tested it out, like in
Yes,
different
they
like
do.
movie parades and the different gift shops. They know that the fans love
Mhm.
Jaws, Ghostbusters, and Back to the Future. Those
Yeah.
are the big three. And so I know they had a Jaws ride a long time ago, and I know they had a Back to the Future ride a long time ago. They need to add a Ghostbusters ride.
Yeah,
They need
I
to.
agree. They keep putting it in our face. It should
They
have
had
been.
the HHN house like 2 years ago.
It was a huge
They
hit, I
still-
think, too.
They still are using Ghostbusters.
They should have made it a Ghostbusters blast ride instead of Minion Con.
Do you think they're gonna make Stranger Things ride?
I just think
Stranger Things keeps coming to HHN.
I mean, like, I know that they won't do this because if you know about like the rumor with Steven Spielberg, if they were to renovate E.T., he would pull out all of his IPs from the park.
Yeah.
I mean, they could along the lines like make the E.T. bike ride into a Stranger Things bike ride,
They could.
but I think that because of the rumor that he would pull out all of his IP from the parks, like I don't think they would do it. They could though.
They could. They really could make the ET ride.
Like I didn't even think about that until
I would prefer it to be ET, and everybody would
Me
get
too.
so mad if that ride left.
for Stranger Things, it didn't have such a great finale. I think it did, but
I liked it.
yeah,
Hot take.
hot take.
But yeah, you could do like something with the bikes.
Mm-hmm.
I found out the other day. This is a random universal fact. The ET ride used to have spaceships, not just bikes.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Like you could also ride in spaceships.
What happened to the spaceship?
I don't know what happened to them. Who knows?
Interesting.
But I thought that was cool. But yeah, I would like to see a retro ride. One of
Me
the
too.
three. One of Jaws, Back to the Future, or Ghostbusters. I think if they brought that back, so many people would flood into Universal. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, because a lot of people like
Mhm.
would just go to experience that nostalgia again.
Yeah. When do I see this happening? Like, not for like
Yeah,
5 to 10 years, but
maybe.
fingers crossed.
Hopefully, Universal, if you're watching.
Yeah. Speaking of new lands and expansions, what do you think about the new Epic Universe permits?
For the expansion to the Ministry.
Yeah, and
Oh,
just
yeah.
like all the expansions in general. I know there's an expansion near Dark Universe.
I don't know. I think that they're definitely gonna try to like raise capacity because it's been a huge problem for the park. Like, I think they're definitely gonna add something next to the Ministry to like distribute the crowds a bit
Mm-hmm.
further from that ride, so it's not like an insane like 4-hour plus wait time. But what do you think?
I think that they might do that.
Mhm.
I think they might.
Apparently, it's like rumored that J.K. Rowling said she like only wants top tier quality attractions for Harry Potter, which makes sense. So people think it's gonna be like another huge ride, but I don't know.
I've heard rumors of a broomstick ride coming.
Oh, like quit it or no? We kind of have that.
But we kind of have that already, so it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I don't think we need it, but I've heard rumors.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
wonder.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. What do you think about the Monsters Universe expansions? I've heard rumors of a Creature from the Black Lagoon ride, and also you were telling me they scrapped
Oh
they
yes, we should
scrapped
talk about
another
this.
idea. Can you touch on that?
So I recently found out that before Curse of the Werewolf was gonna be an Epic Universe, they had plans for a Phantom of the Opera themed show. So if they're not really making a Creature from the Black Lagoon ride, they could use their scrapped ideas and build a show there instead.
They could. They could build a show. They could just have a Phantom of the Opera like ride. Honestly,
Oh yeah,
I think
honestly,
that
that'd
would
be
do well.
good.
That would do well.
I wonder though.
Also, I feel like I don't know if it was just me, but when we went to the Monsters or Dark Universe last time, it felt like it was one of the less popular lands.
I noticed that too, and like everyone was like saying about how like their favorite ride ever is
Monsters
the
Unchained.
Monsters Unchained.
That has very high capacity.
So it could be that, but also like the wait times, like I didn't see them go that high.
They didn't really go that high until the nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
But in the daytime, like really, it wasn't that high. So I don't know if they'd need another ride there.
That's
Like
what
I
was
think if they
thinking.
needed a ride anywhere, it would be in Harry Potter.
Especially if they were to really do a boat ride, like we've seen from Toon Lagoon that the boat rides only really like help capacity during the summer.
Mhm.
So if they're trying to like fix capacity, I don't know if that would be like the smartest move.
Yeah, so actually have no
Mhm.
clue what will happen.
That's interesting.
But interesting to think about. And we can touch on that more in our next episode once we find out more information about
Yes.
these permits. So speaking of boat rides, the Jurassic Park River Adventure is currently undergoing a renovation. And this renovation has been happening for like a year. Oh my goodness, it's been so long.
Yes.
So what do you speculate? I just speculate that they're fixing the
Me too.
dinosaurs. What would your thoughts be on them turning it into Jurassic World?
I'm hearing the people who think that's gonna happen. I just don't think it's long enough time to change the entire theming, like to Jurassic World.
Mm-hmm. Also, I wouldn't want that.
I think that they like having the nostalgic rides because like they do want to still keep it
I
some of
agree,
that,
yeah.
and also if it's like I think they realize it's not going to attract more people to come if it's just a retheme. Like it's not like something new.
That's such a good point.
Like I think that they wouldn't do it unless there's going to be more people coming in.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Wow. Good. That's a really good point. And in addition to renovating River Adventure, which English. It definitely needs an update though.
I agree.
Like honestly, the dinosaurs were like glitching.
They were like some of them don't even like work anymore, and their skin's falling off.
Yeah.
It's not good.
So and they're like fading. Like,
Yeah.
These dinosaurs really are old. We can tell. They're getting extinct themselves.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Once that's done though, I'm so excited to get back to that ride. Another ride I am so excited to get back to is Men in Black, which just
Yes.
last week finished their renovation.
So let's talk about
Yeah.
the ride.
So they have smoke now. So apparently you can see the lasers.
Oh, that's really good.
And they also have new monsters.
That's exciting.
That's so exciting. I think a lot of people thought that Men in Black was gonna leave. Like they were
Yeah.
like, this ride is basically done with. Like Sony's ending their like ties with like the permit. But no, I think this ride's here to stay, and I think that renovation
Yeah.
just proved that.
I didn't think about this until like recently, but apparently when it was built at the time, it was considered like a humongous attraction. Like it was very, very innovative when it came out with the new technology for like the blasters. And I think that they did like put a lot into making the ride. I don't think that they're done with it yet. Like I think that they're gonna keep it for as long as they can.
And I really like it too. Like some people might say, "Oh, this feels a bit random. Like why is it just like a building there?" I think it works.
Did you know that? Like, oh, sorry.
You go first.
I was gonna say that before they were gonna make Men in Black, the other idea they had for it was gonna be a horror ride, and it was gonna be like all these different horror movies that you like went through. I'm sure that like I can find what it was before. I don't remember, but people said that like Men in Black was more family friendly, so that's why they chose it.
And then they did Monsters Dark Universe.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
don't like to call it Monsters Universe.
I kind of like Monsters Universe. But yeah, so I think like honestly to that point, like Men in Black makes more sense than like the horror
I agree.
attraction there.
I agree. It's very family friendly, and I think it's a really fun ride for groups to go on.
Yeah.
That's one of the rides that I will always want to go on.
I
Like
feel like it's re-rideable.
it's so re-rideable. It's so re-rideable. In addition, they just renovated the Hagrid's Express line.
You want to say your thoughts on this one?
Sure. So, before Hagrid's Express, when it was the only ride in the park that did not have Express, the average wait time was like, I want to say 120 minutes. I want to say 2 hours on average during like the middle of the day.
I feel like that's.
But now, once they added Express, it became like 180 minutes. It became 3 hours. It upped by an hour, which is so long. Imagine spending 3 hours of your day waiting in that line. It's a good line, but it's like I want to do other things, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I get the appeal of like, oh, we're gonna add Express, and then more people are gonna buy it, and then we're gonna make more money because more people are gonna want to go quick on Hagrid's. But it just messed it up for everyone. I think it just messed up
Yeah.
the whole experience of like going on Hagrid's. I don't know, and it feels, I don't know. It just was weird to me. And then it was like you couldn't go on Hagrid's unless you had Express or you wanted to spend your whole day waiting.
Just speaking for us, like I feel like we started being like, is it worth the wait time? And we would start skipping it more often because no one wants to wait in like a 4-hour line.
Yeah. What do you think the best times to go on Hagrid's are?
I mean, for me personally, I think it's the best at night because a lot of the other rides, like in the morning, also have short wait times. So if you want to prioritize other attractions, just hop into the Hagrid's line right before like the park closes. But what would your opinion be on this?
I honestly think you have to like rope drop it and go right in the morning.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because then there's like no wait if you do that.
Yeah, but you cannot wait 1 second. Otherwise, it automatically gets to like over an hour.
Yeah.
So you have to be like the first ones, boom, get on it, and then like run over to Velocicoaster if that's your cup of tea.
I mean, I like saw someone say like, if you want to rope drop Hagrid's, you have to rope drop the park because it's like everyone there just will go straight
Everyone's
there.
going right there.
That's why it's like so packed in the morning.
So it's definitely requires a lot. It definitely requires a lot of strategy to get on.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. Yeah. So with all these updates, I want to know, Des, what are your most ideal updates to Universal? Like, what would you hope that they add?
Well, this is a good question. I mean, I think they should give Grinch a permanent spot in Islands of Adventure, like a Mount Crumpet roller coaster, which they actually had plans for.
Really?
But they're like scrapped. Like I think I saw like the mock-up drawing, and it would look really cool. And I think it was gonna be like similar to what's the one in Disney called?
Mount Everest, or the Everest one?
The other one, like not Mount Everest was the one that was like canyon themed.
Oh, Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, I think it was gonna be like Big Thunder Mountain-ish.
Oh.
Maybe a bit more like intense, but it was gonna be like very like family friendly.
If it's like Snow White level, I feel like that'd be really good.
Like I just feel like in Islands of Adventure specifically, there's not much to do in that area anymore unless it's like winter. I don't find myself in that area that much.
Really?
I mean, like I think it's fun and I love the vibes, and I like to see like the characters.
Oh, you mean winter because of Grinchmas?
Of Grinchmas, and you see the show.
Grinchmas is so popular too. It's like their most popular event.
Yeah.
You could argue it's almost as popular as HHN.
Honestly, because like the Grinch can get like 4-hour waits just.
Yeah, to meet the Grinch. Imagine if they had a Grinch roller coaster. That would do so well.
It would.
And they open it during the winter. Oh, that would
It's
be so
perfect.
well. But yeah, so what would your vision be? Like you're going up above and then you're at the top with all the presents and then
Yeah, I think it would be like you're like maybe like in his lair and then you have to like somehow escape Mount Crumpet, or they could do like the actual Grinch story where you have to convince him to come down for Christmas and spend Christmas with the Who's down in Whoville.
Oh yeah.
What would your ideal attraction be?
Mine? I hope that they add the Secret Life of Pets ride to Universal.
I was thinking about this. Do you think they could replace that with Fast and Furious closing? Or do you think it's too small?
Honestly, maybe. Fast and Furious is in the San Francisco section of the park, but it's kind of close to New York.
I mean, like, are they even going with that anymore?
But are they going with that? We don't know. Because in Fast and Furious, the new roller coaster is Hollywood Drift, and it's in the New York section. Like, it just is kind of like all over the place. So they might not care as much anymore. Who knows? But I honestly think they could add the Secret Life of Pets in place. I really hope they do, in place of Fast and Furious.
I feel like we need a ride like that. Like, I feel like it's very, like, updated.
And it needs less screens. As long as it has less screens, because Studios has a lot of screens in that park.
It's like, I feel like a very screen-based.
Yeah.
Man.
Because there's like Jimmy Fallon, and there's
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, there's
Minions.
Simpsons, Minions, like a lot of screen rides.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be interesting. So in addition to all these updates, Universal's doing so much these days. We love it. They have a new land, a new park, should I say?
Yes. In Texas.
In Texas. What are your thoughts on Universal Kids?
So this is I'm surprised, to be honest, that they're doing this park. But when I think about it, and it makes sense. Like they're trying to, like go in an area that's like less competitive for theme parks and trying to make it more family focused. I mean, I think that the idea is good, but I don't know if everyone's seeing their execution because people are saying that there's not enough theming. What are your thoughts on the theming?
I think that, and from what I've seen, there's not enough plants and there's also not enough color. A lot of it is concrete.
I agree.
And I think they need more foliage to really brighten the space up. Because, like, if you look at Islands of Adventure, the best kids land is, in my opinion, the Jurassic Park Camp Jurassic area,
that's so good.
which is so themed.
And like we went through the caves,
There's like caves and lighting and
like we didn't even know it existed.
Waterfall things, and like it's insane. You fully immerse yourself into like some paleontology area, like, and it's like caves. It's wild. You'd have to go next time. It's across from Jurassic Park River Adventure, the ride. That is so well themed, and that's for kids. So you can't argue, oh, Universal Kids, it's for kids, so the kids don't care about theming. Like, no.
Because
they do care.
They knew that they cared in Camp Jurassic.
Yeah.
So.
And like at Legoland, Legoland's very themed.
Like they have entire like Lego statues with like detailed statues like every single like block, I swear.
Yeah. Like Universal Kids, like it has some things there. Like, yeah, sure, there's some like minions and like you know, but they need more. Like you don't feel like you're immersed. It feels more like a carnival-ish.
Yeah, like a permanent carnival.
Yeah. But I'm thinking over time they might add things once they hear everybody being like, oh, there's not enough theming. Like, I think they'll come back to it. Like, they're coming back to a lot of things. Like, they hear us, right? They hear us. They heard us for Jurassic Park River Adventure. All the dinosaurs are broken. And then now they're fixing the dinosaurs. I think they can do the same thing with Universal Kids.
My thing that I always, like, I'm curious about with this park is I wonder what they see for it in the future, because I'm just curious, like, some of these IPs that they chose, I don't know if they're going to be relevant.
Yeah, so they chose, let's go through it.
Yes.
SpongeBob SquarePants, Gabby's Dollhouse, Minions versus Minions, Trolls Fest, Shrek Swamp, and Puss in Boots.
My theory for SpongeBob is I'm wondering if they're testing it to implement into Islands of Adventure, Toon Lagoon. I don't know if they would do that, but
that'd be really interesting if they realize, oh, like people aren't really into tunes anymore, because it's like kids don't really know that these days. Like that's just not like, even if you're like 20 years old, you don't know about it really. Like you weren't raised on that.
You just like the ride. You just don't really know.
You just like the rides. I think it's a bit weird to incorporate SpongeBob into a whole land. Like
I agree.
I don't know. That feels, because I think SpongeBob is on the other end of the spectrum. Like you need to be younger for it. But that's just my take, like personally, because I didn't really grow up watching SpongeBob, so it's like I don't know how I feel about it. But like, I mean, they could do a lot with a SpongeBob like water area.
Like I personally think that SpongeBob doesn't deserve to have like 2 rides in like a land, but
like they could sell like Krabby Patties. They could have a SpongeBob restaurant.
Yeah, like they literally already have like Wimpy's, like the burger restaurant in Toon Lagoon. They could easily replace that with a Krabby Patty.
Yeah, I don't think they should, but they could. We also know that there is a giant stage next to Toon Lagoon, which is not being used at all.
And it hasn't for like.
And it hasn't been used for like so many years. It's this giant stage is hidden, so a lot of people don't know it exists. They could turn that into like a SpongeBob area.
They could. I feel like they could even do like a SpongeBob splash pad area, another kids area. Will they? Like I don't know, because I don't think they care so much because they haven't even like used it in forever. But it's there.
And they had the SpongeBob area near ET before.
Oh yeah, they did. They had like a meet and greet.
But that was in the other park, so I don't know. But we know that they are good with using SpongeBob, and so if SpongeBob does do well in the Universal Kids, maybe they'll integrate it into Islands or Studios. Maybe they will.
I think it's a possibility.
Like, definitely a possibility in Islands of Adventure, because in the Studios they have the kids area, DreamWorks Land, I could see them putting another kids area in Islands.
I mean, the main question is, do you like the water rides are like kind of towards the end of their lifespan now? They're gonna eventually have to decide if they want to renovate or replace. So, like in a few years' time, they're gonna have to make a decision.
That's true.
And we'll see.
That's a really
Maybe
good point.
sooner than we think. Actually.
I'm hoping that they stay though.
Me too. I hope they just.
I'm hoping they stay.
I hope they just repair. I hope they don't replace.
Yeah. So those are like all the current big updates currently happening. But as we know, a development that is also happening is Halloween Horror Nights
Yes.
35. Oh,
So exciting.
we're so excited. So far they've announced 3 houses. They've announced Stranger Things, Sinners, and Jack and Oddfellow, Chaos and something, which I'm gonna find later, and we will be discussing this more. So stay tuned to find out the full name. But the houses so far, what do we think?
I think that so far the lineup's like good.
I think that Stranger Things is great. Like, I would go just for the Stranger Things house.
I'm so sad that we missed out on it like a few years back.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see like what changes for Stranger Things. But
I could definitely see like them having the clock towers and like
oh yeah, that'd be so good.
Vecna and like definitely reenacting the scenes because there's a lot of key scenes in season 5, like a lot that I'm so interested to see play out. And then Sinners, I never saw the movie, so I can't really comment on that. But I've heard so many good things.
I saw the movie and I thought I can see what they could do with it. Like it makes sense, I think, for Halloween Horror Nights to put it in.
I'm wondering if they're gonna have another animatronic one, because they had Five Nights at Freddy's last year, which was so mind blowing, so impressive, so impressive. I don't currently see anything in the lineup that would require like a lot of animatronics.
Yeah.
So, like maybe they will have one that has animatronics, but like that was so mind blowing, and I'm hoping they do that again.
Yeah, I agree. I think that like when you're walking through it, like even if you're not like terrified, you're like, whoa.
Exactly. So I'm very excited for the next Halloween Horror Nights, which we will be discussing more in our next episode.
Yes.
Because there's a lot more news about it, but that's our little sneak peek we have so far. So I do have a question for you guys. If you had to give advice to someone going to Universal Orlando, what are the 3 rides they need to do? To be non-negotiable rides.
For both the parks?
For like in total, like
everything.
Everything. Epic, Studios, and Islands. Maybe do one from each.
Okay. So this might be a hot take because I know there's a lot of Velocicoaster fans out there, but for Islands of Adventure, I think that the must-be for families is definitely Hagrid's.
I agree. Because as much as I love Velocicoaster, and I do think it's a must-do, not everyone can handle that level of thrill, which is totally fine. But Hagrid's is like a step below that, so.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then I want to know your thoughts about Studios, but I think right now, because we don't know about, because we don't know how Hollywood Drifts is going to be, I think that
The Mummy, yes.
is definitely, I think, right now.
I agree.
And then for Epic Universe, this is kind of tricky. What do you think?
For Epic Universe, I think that it has to be the How to Train Your Dragon roller coaster.
Honestly,
Hiccup Swing Gliders. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yes, because notice how these are all roller coasters. We might just be huge roller coaster fans, but I think like those are the best that anyone can do, and they also provide like the thrill that you're looking for at an amusement park, in my opinion.
I agree. I mean, also the other ride, which like this is very like touchy for a lot of people because I know some people don't like the shakiness of it, but I do think Donkey Kong is also like
yes, that is a must do too.
I mean, like I know people think it's like short and like shaky, but I kind of like that.
That was my favorite ride.
I think that was mine too.
Donkey Kong Minecart Madness.
I agree.
Actually, yeah, I would say that one's good to go.
But also, like, I don't know if that might just be like, that might be like certain types of people that like that one the most.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't know. I love that ride.
I love that ride. I think that if you're doing Epic Universe, like, definitely make like time to do that.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do one in the Nintendo world, like you're running out of time, like I would choose Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's so much going on at Universal right now, and we've still have so much more to unpack.
Mm-hmm.
But we are so thankful that you decided
thank
to
you.
come on this
First
vacation
episode.
with us. This vacation has been so fun.
And we are going to come back with more updates. We're gonna be uploading on Fridays, Sundays, and Wednesdays.
Yes. And we're also going to take you through some of our personal adventures too, because after all,
Yes.
this is WD Adventures. This is just our podcast, you know, which
Yes.
we are so excited to get to go along with you all on this journey.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, follow, and all of that.
Bye guys.
Bye!